Senator, Liz Cheney and George Soros, that kind of does sum it up, does it not? And that's just the ultimate in pettiness on the part of this administration.
And that's really what they're left with, Laura, at the end of the day. Pettiness. This is the last gasps of a dying liberalism. And these are their pinups, their poster children. I mean, Liz Cheney, that's who they want to go out the door with. George Soros, their financier. Listen, Biden has been trying to sabotage the country for the last 4 years.
Oh boy, Josh Hawley is back at it again, dropping some truth bombs, and trust me, the Democrats are not ready for this. In this clip, Senator Josh Hawley breaks down Biden's legacy and gives his take and opinions on the last few days in office for Biden. He calls it, quote, the parade of failures, and also explains why Trump is poised to undo it all. So without wasting any time, let's let Hawley do his thing and give you guys our unfiltered take as always.
Opening our borders, shutting down our oil and natural gas, taking away gas stoves. So, of course, he's doing this on the way out. The good news is that help is on the way. And, Laura, the other thing this speaks to is Congress needs to get busy, get active right now, and start passing legislation to overturn all of this. We need to open up our energy production. We need to shut down our border. We need to get this country strong again. Congress can do it, and it's time to get after it.
Josh has always been amazing at starting off an argument strong, and he does that here exactly. Congress, it's time to put the pedal to the metal. No more excuses, no more committees that accomplish nothing, just action. Americans don't want speeches, they want results. Imagine if Congress actually started fighting for the people who put them in office instead of worrying about lobbyists and woke Twitter mobs. It's not rocket science. Do your job, fix what Biden broke, and maybe, just maybe, you'll restore some faith in the government.
Well, right now, we have a situation where Donald Trump's going to be in about a week. They know he's going to just rescind a lot of these executive orders. Some of them have been overturned by the courts, like the forgiveness of student loans, and yet Biden still finds money to try to allocate to do that. And at the same time, Biden is sending billions to Ukraine when Trump has made it clear that war is going to end. Period. It's going to end. So why continue to send the billions out the door now?
Well, I think that this is his attempt to try and cement his policies. So, of course, Trump can't do anything about it, but it's not going to work, Laura. It just isn't going to work. And what a failure. I mean, what we're really seeing here is a parade of failures. Liz Cheney, the January 6th committee, what a bunch of failures and frauds who lied to this country.
Honestly, perfectly said. The January 6th committee is the biggest political theater production since the Mueller investigation. They didn't care about truth. They cared about smearing Trump and his supporters. Liz Cheney made herself the poster child for this sham. And where did it get her? Out of office and irrelevant. The committee's whole narrative collapsed under its own weight, and the American people saw right through it. They thought they could scare us into submission with their insurrection buzzword, and obviously it didn't work. People are tired of being lied to, and Cheney and her cronies are learning that the hard way.
The Ukraine policy, it's in total shambles. Biden has given us nothing but war everywhere we look. He has given us danger on our streets. He's given us open borders. So, of course, the American people voted to overturn all that stuff. Of course, the American people hate all of this. That's why Trump got elected. That's why Trump is going to start overturning all of this in just over a week, as you say. And it's why Congress needs to get active right now. Let's start doing it. Republicans have control of Congress. The Congress is in session, both houses. Let's get after it. It's time to give the American people some relief and get this country moving again.
Well, Senator, I know Donald Trump made the point today that Ashley Babbitt was the only person who was killed on January 6th. She was shot, dead. And then he made the point that there were no guns in the Capitol on January 6th during that riot. But then Daniel Dale, the fact checker on CNN, decides to do this. Watch.
This not one gun thing, Dana, has been debunked for 3.5 years now, if not more. It is an out-and-out lie. Now, we'll never get a complete inventory of the number of guns brought by people to the Capitol that day because most of them were permitted to leave before later being arrested. But there have been numerous cases in which people carried guns on Capitol grounds and were convicted for it.
Isn't it the case that they understand what Trump was saying there, that this was not an effort to carry out an insurrection at the Capitol? There were people who shouldn't have done what they did, but in general, this was not the way it was portrayed by the media or by the Democrats. And again, they continue. They won't let it go like they've learned nothing.
And the whole country knows that, Laura. I mean, the whole country has looked at this. They know the facts. They know that the Democrats tried to turn this into their issue that they thought they could win on forever by, frankly, lying to the country about what happened that day.
Exactly. The Democrats bet everything on January 6th, hoping it would be their golden ticket to permanent power. But guess what? The American people are smarter than that. Surprise. They saw the double standards and the overblown rhetoric and the relentless media spin. And what did the Democrats accomplish? Nothing but division and distrust. The country's real issues like inflation, crime, some border security were ignored so they could chase their Trump obsession. It's embarrassing, and no wonder voters are done with them.
By prosecuting people who were there peacefully, Laura, who did nothing wrong. I mean, really, it's an outrage what they have tried to do. The country knows it, which is why when they said all this about Trump and they tried to kick him off the ballot and they called him an insurrectionist, the courts threw that out and the country looked at that and they said, yeah, we don't agree with that. They just reelected the guy. They've rendered their judgment on this. And I think the country is tired of the Democrats' playbook. They're tired of the lies. They're tired of the division. They're tired of the Democrats making this country weak. And that's why they voted for Trump. That's why he's going to start overturning and undoing their policies in just over a week.
Biden's policies have been like an anchor around America's neck, dragging us down at every turn, and now we're about to see a complete 180. Executive orders gone, energy independence back on the table. This is a reset bound to happen, and I think a lot of Americans are ready for it. So, Biden's time is coming to an end. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in terms of his presidency and your hopes for the future. I think America is ready for a comeback, and if you're as fired up as me, hit that like button, subscribe, and of course let me know your actual thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.